Hello, hello, and welcome to the new moon in Taurus astrology, spirituality, forecast, understanding, mini deep dive. I'm so grateful you're here and so happy to be here right now. So, when we're talking about the energy of Taurus, what is really being asked for us overall is to slow the F down, to slow down. And I know that's a very big ask in this collective, in our society. Things are faster than they've ever been before. Technology is growing, information is being spread. We are like inundated with constant and different information from different sources through Instagram, through TikTok, through the media. However, it's coming in fast, and our brains are constantly being activated and distracted in certain ways. So when we get to this Taurus season, and especially when we get to a new moon in Taurus with multiple planets activating this Taurus energy, the energy of slowing down and getting more present with what actually matters in your life wants to come to the forefront. So, what is truly important to you? What is aligned with your heart? Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, as is Libra. So when we're talking about Venus, we're talking about Taurus and Libra. We're also talking about the throat energy, the energy of self expression and being yourself. So, what is really important to you in your life? And have you been getting distracted by things that are not important? Has your brain been going places that are not actually going to take you where you want to go? Taurus is about building and cultivating energy. It is a slow building of energy. It does not happen overnight, and it ain't fast. It is not anything like the Aries speedy, all over the place, get it done now kind of energy. Taurus is here to stick with it and commit all the way through to completion, all the way to the long run. Now, that being said, this earth energy can also be a little bit sticky, heavy, and sometimes too slow, like too weighed down. I'm going to give you an example from my life. Yesterday, I started to clean out my closet, and I realized that I had a backpack that I had not opened since December of 2022. And I opened this backpack and I started to take things out, and then I dumped it upside down over a trash, and I shook it out over a trash. And this big white earring fell out. And I was like, oh my God, I love that earring. Where's the other one? And I'm shaking out the bag and it's not in there. And I'm like, fuck, that sucks. But this is a dope earring. I remember I got it with my mom. So it also has this like nostalgic energy to it. So I put the earring just on my table and I went on with my day. I found a bunch of other old stuff that was good for me to find. I also got rid of a lot of stuff. So I put clothes in bags for Goodwill to give away. I threw a bunch of stuff away. I did this like deep inner cleansing. What in the world does that have to do with Taurus? Because Taurus likes to have stuff. It is when we're talking about earth, the energy of the material plane. So we're talking about stuff. We're talking about holding on to things. And when there is too much stuff or like too much holding on to things, the new things don't have space to come in. So everything can remain quite stagnant. Okay. So this is like the lower possibility of the earth energies, is that there can be really stagnant energy. It's sort of like if you get in a routine, I'm going to actually call it a rut, getting stuck in a rut. When you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's how habits occur, right? If every night after dinner I start to eat a piece of chocolate, a week of doing that, I have now created a habit. So these are the areas where the energy can get stagnant and stuck, both in the homes that we live in, but also in our body, also in our mind, also in our routines, and kind of the things that we think about. So if there's too much heaviness, we don't get to change, we don't get to bring in new things. Now, back to the earring story. So today I was brushing my hair and I looked down and realized that the other earring, that other white earring, I had found it, you know, December 2022. I had it, I saved it. So it's a good thing I held on to it, because that was the other earring in the pair that was in the bag that I had not opened since December 2022. And this bag also was from a time in my life where I was struggling. So I kind of just like put it away and I didn't want to deal with it. And I didn't want to look in it or think about it or anything like that. So time has passed. I finally was ready to move the energy out and stop holding on to that difficult time. And what happened was I got my earring back. I'm wearing both earrings now. And like I said before, they're like nostalgic. I got them with my mom. You can't tell, but there's really cool designs and white on them. So they're really special and they're meaningful to me. The moral of this story, cleaning things out, clearing the clutter and making space creates a threshold for new energy to come in, for your own internal being to shift. And when you make that space, the new things can come in. So when we're talking about a Taurus new moon, and we also have Uranus in Taurus, Uranus wants to create change. Sometimes it brings crisis. Like it could bring something like, another personal example, I had a really bad stomach ache and it forced me to eliminate certain foods that I was eating to see if it was those foods. That made space for me to shift how I ate a little bit and slow down and get present, right? So Uranus can actually, even through like discomfort, through crisis, through taking something away or bringing some sort of discomfort to an area of life, it can give you a higher understanding of an area of your life that was stuck, stagnant, or toxic, or expired, and not working out. Okay, so Taurus has 5 planets hanging out right now. We've got the sun, we've got the moon, we have got Venus, we've got Uranus, and we've got Jupiter. So the best thing that you can do is open your birth chart. And when you open your birth chart, you are going to want to look for the Taurus house. Now, it'll also be helpful to look for the Scorpio house, because this is oppositional energy to the new moon. So if you have any planets in Scorpio, there will be, something that the energy could feel a little bit challenging, and you could be asked on an even greater level to step into changing something or omitting something, releasing something to make space for the new. So you want to look at Taurus and you want to look at Scorpio. We also have a lot of energy in Aries. We have Mars in Aries. The North Node is in Aries, and Mercury and Chiron are also in Aries right now. So this is like impatient, fast, I want to get it done. Why isn't it working yet? Kind of energy, but it's also motivating us to also make changes. So now we're talking Taurus, Scorpio, right? Where the moon's happening and the opposition, and then Aries and Libra, where we have those Mars, the North Node, we have Mercury and Chiron all in Aries, and then the opposition is Libra, where the South Node is. So do you have any planets in either Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, or Libra? Because there's going to be some sort of shifting, changing energy in those parts of your life. And the houses relate to the parts of your life. So that's what you're going to want to look. And the questions to be asking yourself is, how can I connect to my heart? The heart is aligned with Venusian energy. So Taurus, Venusian. How can I be even more of myself and express myself? Taurus is the throat. And when we're and expressing, throat chakra is self-expression, like feeling like you don't need to think about everything you're going to say before you say it because you're worried about what other people will think, or, worrying or thinking about just what other people think of you, or waiting for that kind of validation. It's very hindering to the expression of the soul. So I totally just like got lost in that sentiment. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to be there. I want to be my full self. Okay, so that's what we're growing into and exploring. And also the work, what kind of work have you done on yourself? What kind of self-development, spiritual growth have you had to do in order to get where you are in this moment? Because I'm imagining that you're not the same that you were last year around this time on the Taurus new moon. What has within you wanted to shift and change and grow, and how has that presented itself in this new moment in your life? Another question to ask yourself is, what do I really care about? Taurus is about the deeper values, why you do what you do. Because if you have a purpose, you can be in it for the long run, even when things get challenging and tough. Of all the signs, Taurus is the one that has like the grit to really stick with it, to like stick it out all the way till the end. And it's a slow grind. Anyone who's ever built anything that is still withstanding knows how long it takes, and that it does take effort to build something that you care about, to build something that's in alignment with your heart. So that building, it can be externally, like, you can be building a platform for people to connect on, or you could be writing a book. It could also be planting a garden. You know that you don't just pop the seeds in, even if you're like, city girl, I don't do garden stuff. You don't just pop a seed in and poof, the flower grows. It takes the elements, it takes the sun, it takes the soil, fertile soil of the earth, it takes the water, and it takes, the, what did I say, the earth, the water, the air helps to move seeds around and plant new seeds. It takes a village, it takes all the elements, it takes, also the will of the seed to grow. So what is the will inside of you to grow into whatever it is that feels like a space of expansion for you? The only way that it happens is if you really like give a fuck. You know what I mean? So it's really digging deep and asking yourself what you want to commit to, and what is important, and where it is absolutely the most important place for you to put your energy into in these next 28 days. So when you set your intentions and you're leaning into your heart, Venus, your heart's desires, so Taurus, and you're knowing how worthy you are, so Taurus. Taurus is about claiming your self-worth and stepping into all that you're desiring, knowing that you can be grateful for what you have, totally 1000% grateful for what you have, and simultaneously allow your heart's desires to show you where more expansion and more growth wants to happen. So this is a beautiful, beautiful new moon. Being out in nature is a great way to embrace the Taurus vibes, slowing down, and then doing high frequency spiritual activities, like you might listen to, sound healing on YouTube, or sing mantra, or meditate, or sit in the forest, or walk in the forest In Japan, they call that forest bathing, just receiving the healing energy of nature and taking a moment to pause and reflect on how much you've grown and what really matters. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this. If it vibes with you, comment, let me know. Let me know what intentions you are cultivating and slowly growing in this next 28-day cycle. And I will see you soon. Have a great